Facing the numbers. Natalie sat on her living room floor, surrounded by a chaotic sea of receipts, bills, and bank statements. The sight of scattered papers made her heart race and her palms sweat. For months, she's been ignoring the growing pile in her drawer, telling herself that she'd deal with it soon, but soon never came, and the financial stress was becoming unbearable. Every time she thought about creating a budget, a wave of anxiety washed over her. Questions swirled in her mind. What if I'm spending way more than I earn? How did I let it get this bad? The fear of the fear was keeping her from looking at her finances and kept her paralyzed. One evening, after yet another credit card was declined at the grocery store, Natalie knew she couldn't avoid it any longer. Frustrated and embarrassed, she called her older sister Lily, who had always seemed to have her life together. "Lily, I don't know what to do," Natalie confessed. "I feel overwhelmed by my finances, and I'm scared to even look at my expenses." Lily listened sympathetically. "I understand how you feel. I was in a similar situation a few years ago." "You were?" Natalie was surprised. "But you've always been so good with money." "Not always," Lily admitted. "It took time and a lot of small steps, and the first one was the hardest, sitting down and actually looking at where my money was going." "How did you get over the fear?" "Well, I started by setting a gentle goal," Lily explained. "I promised myself I'd spend just 15 minutes reviewing my expenses. No judgments, no drastic decisions, just looking." Encouraged by her sister's honesty, Natalie decided to try. She made herself a cup of tea, took a deep breath, and sat down amidst the pile of papers. Setting a timer for 15 minutes, she began sorting her receipts into categories: groceries, dining out, entertainment, utilities, and miscellaneous purchases. At first, it was difficult. Seeing the sheer number of impulsive buys and unexpected expenses was uncomfortable. But as the minutes ticked by, the fear started to ebb. The numbers weren't abstract monsters anymore. They were manageable figures she could understand. The next day, Natalie downloaded a simple budgeting app. She input her monthly income and began logging her expenses based on the categories she'd created. The app provided visual charts showing exactly where her money was going. Patterns emerged, and she realized she was spending a significant portion of her income on takeout and subscription services she rarely used. With this clarity, Natalie felt empowered to make changes. She set realistic budgets for each category, aiming to cut back on non-essential spending. She planned meals for the week to reduce takeout and unsubscribed from services she no longer needed. To keep herself motivated, Natalie created a goal: saving up for a weekend getaway to the mountains. Something she'd always wanted to do, but she felt she couldn't afford it. Now, weeks turned into months, and small changes started to add up. Natalie found joy in cooking at home, often inviting friends over for potluck dinners instead of eating out. She rediscovered hobbies like painting and hiking, activities that enriched her life without necessarily draining her wallet. One Saturday morning, as she reviewed her budgeting app, Natalie smiled at the progress she made. Not only has she managed to save up money for her trip, but she also has a clear understanding of her financial health. The anxiety that once gripped her had been replaced by a sense of control and a sense of accomplishment. Feeling proud, she called Lily to share the good news. "I am so happy for you," Lily said. See what happens when you face things head on? Yeah, you were right. Natalie agreed. It was scary at first, but taking that first step made all the difference. Her newfound financial awareness spilled over into other areas of her life. Natalie felt more confident at work, even taking on a project that led to a promotion. She slept better, laughed more, and looked forward to the future with optimism. Now, Natalie's journey began with fear and avoidance, but eventually transformed through small, courageous steps by confronting her finances. She not only improved her monetary situation, but also enhanced her overall well being. Creating a budget became a tool for empowerment. This allowed her to build the life she genuinely wanted.